Dear children, yesterday I was taught you history, lesson 4, the great Mughals. In this lesson, I also taught you Mughal dynasty and administration of there. Now, Akbar, a case study. Look at the page number 32. Historians describe Akbar as the noblest king that ever ruled India. He was the head of the state, the supreme commander of the force, and the chief executive this way. He posed the supreme legislative authority. He personally decided various cases and settled other disputes. We get a glimpse of his daily routine in his biography, Akbarnama, written by Abul Fazl. Administration. The central government under Akbar was well organized and consisted of 4 departments, each under a minister. The ministers were Prime Minister, Finance Minister, Paymaster General, and Chief Secretary. He appointed all ministers himself. For provincial administration, the empire was divided into 15 सूबास, जिन्हें अब स्टेट कहते हैं. And each सूबा had a governor called Sipah Salar and other officers like a Diwan, a Bakshi, a Sadr, a Qazi, a Kotwal, etc. Each province or Suba was divided into a number of Sarkar and now district Jila, headed by a Fauldar. Each Sarkar district was divided into number of Parganas or Mahals, which were the lowest administration unit. There were 4 principal officers in every Pargana: the Sikdar, the Amil, the Hawaldar, and Karkun or Kanugo. कारकुन का मतलब है कानून, जो लेखपालों के ऊपर होते हैं. आइन ए अकबरी gives us a picture of the municipal administration during the reign of Akbar. The Kotwal was in charge of municipal and police work. He also controlled the Akbar slaughterhouses and cemeteries. He enforced various social reforms as well. For village administration, the village panchayat was recognized as a legal established code of justice. Every village constituted a village community and was administered by the council. Army administration. During the early years of his reign, Akbar's army was made up of mainly Mongols, Turk, Uzbeks, Persian, and Afghans. The stamp out corruption and transfer the army into a powerful and disciplined force. He introduced a unique features in a army's administration system. It was called Mansabdari system. Refined from the Ikda system, the term Mansab stands for rank. Each officer or noble was given a Mansab and was called Mansabdar. The Mansabdar was not a hereditary and he was paid a fixed salary. He had to maintain an army according to his rank. There were 33 grades of Mansabdar. The Mansabdar were also transferred from one place to another. Revenue administration. For revenue administration, Akbar adopted Sher-Shah policy with the slight change. Raja Todermal overhauled the entire land revenue system. The revenue was fixed according to the quality of the land and the quantity of the land. The state land was called Khalis. All the cultivable land was classified into 4 categories: the Polas, Paranti, Chachar and Banjar. The state charged 1/3 of the average yield in cash. Religious policy. Akbar followed a liberal religious policy. His Hindu wives and their relatives exerted great influence on him in liberalizing his religious view. In 1581, Akbar promulgated the Deen-e-Ilahi, a new religion. His object was to establish a national religion which would be acceptable to both Muslims and Hindus. He incorporated the principle of all religion in his religions. It was more of a moral conduct code than a religion. It had no priest or any ritual to perform. It discouraged killing of animals for food. It also disapproved of sati. However, Deen-e-Ilahi failed to attract many followers and persisted with Akbar's death. Yet it served a very useful purpose in bringing people of diverse faith together and create tolerance among them. Policy towards the Hindus. Akbar initiated a new policy towards the Hindu. He obliged the much hated jizya and the pilgrimage tax. He also stopped the practice of conversion of prisoners of war to Islam. He appointed Hindus to high officers in administration and the army. Akbar's court. Akbar's court was center of the learning and art. The court played a very important role in propagation of the education and culture. He encouraged men of letters and arts to produce scientific and literacy work and different subjects like religion, philosophy, literature, biography, history, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, history. Fine arts like architecture, music and painting were also encouraged and promoted. There were 9 gems at Akbar's court, building Raja Todarmal, Raja Birbal, Abdul Rahim Khana, Tansen, Abul Fazl, Mullah Do Pyaza, Man Singh, Faizi and Bhagwan Das. Now, Akbarnama and Ain-e-Akbari are used to reconstruction history. Next day. Thanks.